the economic impact of an event really takes into account all the spending that happens in the community as a result of that event. So that could be hotel spending, shopping at our stores, eating at the restaurants, the actual expenses and related activities for utilizing the stadium. All that gets added up, and we can take into account the impact that event has. And that's really important to us. About 2/3 of our revenue comes from tourism-related taxes, and 1/3 of it comes from operational expenses that we're able to bring in, or reimbursements for expenses that we have in the stadium itself. So we work really hard to try to maximize the tourism-related tax income that the community gets, because that's what we use to reinvest into the facilities, pay for the financing to have created those facilities from the beginning, and really make the whole ecosystem work.
Yeah, that's so interesting that 2/3 come from the tourism aspect. And so thinking that obviously your stadium has a much larger and broader sense of the type of events that happen there, but thinking about running any type of sport facility, taking into consideration that so much of your revenue is actually not directly tied to what happens at the stadium, but maybe around the stadium. I think that's such a key point to make here. How do you measure that economic impact? What does it look like for you to know the economic impact with the hotels and restaurants and shopping and other events around town?
Yeah, I think the easiest and most consistent way for us to measure is by counting hotel spend. And we know that because of the income that comes from the innkeeper's tax and other things like that indicate that. So that's what we can use on a daily basis to know how events are impacting the bottom line. But for bigger events, oftentimes the event owner, sometimes our sports commission in the city, sometimes the Convention and Visitors Bureau in the city will commission an economic impact study to try to measure that. And that usually involves a university, some researchers that come in and actually survey a representative sample of visitors to the city on the street. You'll see them with an iPad or a clipboard asking questions about the travel to try to measure that impact. And that helps us make decisions on what events to go after. Certain of the world's largest events actually do require a commitment of funds from a community. And so that helps us understand whether or not those decisions are worth it or not for the city. And we find that we can often make the pie larger by bringing these events to our community and really raising all the businesses and the people that live there and the people that work there up through these world-class events.